Hey everybody, Brant here with Nutrition First Coaching, and in today's video we're going to talk about good habits versus bad habits. What makes a habit good? What makes it bad? How do we flip that script? How do we use our mindset to make all habits good? And then what's the compounding interest involved in habits over time? Now let's get into the video. Good habits versus bad habits. Now we've all heard the term, a habit is something that takes 21 days to form and you have to do it every day in order for it to become a habit. But what we're really going to talk about is the nature of the habits you're getting into and the mindset behind it and why little habits and good habits over time become very helpful as we go along month after month, year after year. So what is the return on your habit? So I like to say the ROI, the return on your investment in your habit. If it's drinking water and staying hydrated, and you do that every day over weeks and months and years, your skin looks better, your organs function better, you have better circulation with your blood pressure's down. So that's a pretty high ROI on that habit for something pretty small like that. Now, what if we're talking short-term pleasure or gain versus long-term health or reward? The toughest thing about this is the short-term pleasure is always going to be more appealing. It's going to be more attractive. It's going to be something that you want to do because it either tastes good or feels good or it's the easiest thing to do. Whereas that long-term gain for health and reward, that is going to be a lot more challenging. It's typically going to be a harder decision. It's going to be turning down something that tastes really good. It's going to be stopping eating when you want to eat more or drink more. It's going to be working out on a consistent basis. Even when you don't feel that great and want to work out, you go do it anyway because you know the long-term investment is going to be there for you. I always like to compare this one to you go in the break room and there's donuts, they're free. You're pretty hungry, it's that in between breakfast and lunchtime. So you can either eat the donut and that's your short-term pleasure and or gain, or you can forego eating the donut, know that you're gonna eat the healthy lunch you packed, and you're not gonna have this crash in the afternoon, you're not gonna feel terrible, you're gonna be mentally alert, you're gonna perform better at work. And that's a tough decision and it's not one that we all make. And it's something that if you don't do it consistently, it leads to bad outcomes in the future. So there's a great saying, I'm pretty sure Ben Bergeron was the first one I heard say this, and he said you can willfully suffer now or you can be forced to suffer later. And what he means by that is you got to make some hard decisions now so that you have the health and the freedom later in life versus just doing all the easy, pleasurable things now, because then later you're in the hospital, you're taking diabetic medications, you have to have serious health diet consequences that have come into your life, typically around diseases that could have been prevented decades ago. The second part of this is mindset. And this mindset of the habit, I think, is where people get hung up the most. This is where, with our clients, we talk about what's your mindset around the habit and what are you thinking when you want to do the habit, don't want to do the habit, feel like it's something that's a burden or feel like it's something that is pleasurable for you. So if you're going into this activity that we're putting in place as a habit and you feel like you're losing out on something now, then you're going to really struggle to keep that in your life because it's not going to be a part of your lifestyle. Let's go back to our donut example. If you feel like I'm losing out on this delicious free donut and I really want it, and so I won't this time, but then the next time you eat the donut, or you eat 2 donuts, or you save donuts for later because they're free and they're delicious and they're donuts. So if your mindset is, I'm gonna lose out on something if I don't do this, you're gonna really struggle to put that habit into your lifestyle. But if your mindset is you're investing in future you, then you know not eating the donut is going to help your lipids, your blood sugar, your overall metabolic health. You're going to feel better in the afternoon. You're going to be more productive. Now you're the type of person that chooses not to eat the donut because it doesn't align with who you are and your goals in life and how you take care of your body. So now you're not losing out on something. You're doing something that is more in line with your values of who you are and what you do as a person. So it's really how your mindset is designed around that really gives you that return on the investment in the long term. The last thing I always like to talk about when it comes to habits, and you can call them tiny habits, atomic habits are great. Both those books are amazing. But what we're going to talk about is the compounding effect over time. So we've probably all heard of compounding interest. The earlier you start in life, the more rewards you seek down the line, decades down the line, because things just keep compounding. If you have one little habit in place, you drink water and you start that, and then a few weeks later, your next habit is I'm going to eat some vegetables with every meal, and then the next habit is I'm going to get 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep, and you start putting those habits in place month after month, and you start adding to those good habits, those little habits, over time, that compounding interest. It might take a few years or even a decade, but you are a very healthy person. You have good body composition, good metabolic health. Overall, you're going to be muscular, you're going to look good, you're going to feel good, you're going to look younger than you really are, and people are always going to compliment you on that. And that's because you put in all the work over years and decades to get where you're at. That compounding effect over time has paid off with those little habits. So now your ROI on all those habits is immeasurable, in my opinion. So think about what your habits are like. How is your mindset developed around these habits? Are they good? Are they bad? Are you missing out on something? Or is this something that you're doing for yourself because this is who you are and this is how you treat yourself and this is the lifestyle you live? Like and subscribe to us. Keep pumping out more of these videos. If you want to talk about nutrition, healthy habits, good habits, bad habits, sign up for a discovery call on our website. And we'll talk about it for 15 or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Who knows? It's free. Let's talk about what we can do to try to help you, and if there's a place in our life to help you with nutrition coaching and putting those good habits in place, reframing that so that you feel like you're always doing what's right for yourself. All right, have a great day. Talk to you later.